Welcome to World Rare Coins. If you've ever wondered what rare treasures could be hiding in your change jar, you're in the right place. From valuable pennies to forgotten silver dollars, we uncover the stories, secrets, and surprising values of America's rarest coins. Top 1, we're talking about the New Hampshire State Quarter from the year 2000. This coin might seem ordinary at first glance, just one of the 50 state quarters released as part of the U.S. Mint's historic 50 state quarters program. But trust me, this New Hampshire quarter has a secret that could turn an everyday coin into an incredible collector's prize. Let's go back for a moment to the year 2000. The U.S. Mint had begun releasing quarters featuring each of the 50 states, in the order they joined the Union. When New Hampshire's turn came, it was more than just a celebration of state pride. It was a coin that told a story. The reverse of the quarter features a natural rock formation known as the Old Man of the Mountain, a symbol of New Hampshire's rugged character and independent spirit. Underneath it, the words "Live free or die," the official state motto, add a powerful message of liberty and resilience. But what makes this coin so fascinating isn't just the design. It's the hidden details that make some versions of this quarter extraordinary in value. You see, not all New Hampshire quarters are created equal. Some rare versions of the 2000 New Hampshire quarter were struck with minting errors that collectors now crave. These errors weren't intentional, they happened during the fast-paced minting process. But they've made certain coins unique and extremely valuable. One of the most talked about error types is the off-center strike. This happens when the coin isn't properly aligned during the minting process, causing the design to appear shifted or missing in certain areas. The more dramatic the misalignment, the rarer and more valuable the coin becomes. Another rare variant is the double die error, where the design appears to be stamped twice, slightly offset. This creates a shadow-like effect on the lettering or imagery, an exciting find for any serious collector. These double die coins are so scarce, spotting one feels like discovering buried treasure. There are even planchet errors, where the coin is struck on a defective or wrong metal blank. Imagine finding a quarter made on the wrong planchet, lighter in weight, different in tone, or made of unexpected metal. These mistakes make the coin not just rare, but one of a kind. And here's where it gets really exciting. Some lucky collectors have discovered 2000 New Hampshire quarters with a combination of these errors, like an off-center strike along with a die crack, or a double die with missing edge reading. These multi-error coins are the true unicorns of the coin world, and collectors will pay handsomely to own them. Now you might be wondering, how rare are these? The answer: extremely rare. Out of the millions of New Hampshire quarters minted, only a tiny fraction contain these unique flaws. And even fewer have been preserved in mint state or uncirculated condition. That's why if you're lucky enough to come across one, you're not just holding a coin, you're holding history and value in the palm of your hand. So next time you find an old quarter, don't just glance at it and toss it aside. Take a closer look. Check the details. Look for misprints, off-center designs, or unusual textures. What seems like a simple 25-cent piece might actually be a collector's dream. Because here's the unbelievable truth. A rare error version of the 2000 New Hampshire State Quarter, in perfect uncirculated condition, has been known to sell for as much as $84,000. That's right. $84,000 for a coin you could easily overlook. So go ahead, check your change, dig through your old piggy banks, and inspect those forgotten coin jars. Who knows? You might be sitting on a fortune without even realizing it. Top 2, we're heading straight into the heart of American history and culture as we take a closer look at a coin that might just blow your mind. It's the New York State Quarter, minted in 2001, and believe me, this is one coin you'll want to keep your eyes on. At first glance, it might look like any other state quarter. But hiding in this coin's design is a story of independence, symbolism, and, yes, a potential jackpot for collectors. So sit tight, listen closely, and don't blink, because by the end of this video, you'll find out how this humble little quarter could be worth a life-changing sum. Let's start with a little background. In 2001, the U.S. Mint released the New York State Quarter as part of its legendary 50 State Quarters program. This coin proudly celebrates New York as the 11th state to join the Union. The reverse design features the Statue of Liberty, standing tall with her torch of freedom, and a detailed outline of the state behind her. Rays extend outward like beams of hope, symbolizing New York's status as the gateway to freedom. The design also includes the iconic words "Gateway to Freedom" etched boldly near the top, representing the state's long-standing role in welcoming immigrants and serving as a symbol of liberty. But while the design itself is powerful and patriotic, What truly makes this coin fascinating is its rarity, not because it wasn't produced in large numbers, but because certain error coins slipped through the minting process and made their way into circulation. These are the coins that collectors dream about. Let's break it down. Some versions of the 2001 New York quarter feature rare minting errors that make them extraordinarily valuable. These include things like off-center strikes, where the design is misaligned and appears shifted on the coin's surface. This usually happens when the blank planchet isn't placed correctly during minting. The result? A coin that stands out immediately from the rest and becomes a collector's treasure. Then there are double die errors, where the coin's design appears duplicated or slightly shadowed. This error happens when the coin is struck twice with a slight misalignment between each strike. Look closely at the text, the statue's torch, or even the outline of the state. You might see doubled features that are not meant to be there. And those small details? They could make your coin one of a kind. There's also something called clad layer errors, where parts of the coin may be missing the outer layer of metal, exposing the copper underneath or showing uneven color and texture. This type of error is incredibly rare and always grabs the attention of collectors. Even more exciting, some New York quarters have been found struck on the wrong planchet. That is, the blank used was intended for a different coin entirely. These wrong planchet errors are extremely scarce and can sell for astonishing prices when discovered. But wait, there's more. A few lucky collectors have reported finding multiple errors on a single coin, like a New York quarter with both a misalignment and doubling. These multi-error quarters are the holy grail for numismatists. They're extremely rare and, when found in pristine or uncirculated condition, they're valued sky-high. And that brings us to the most exciting part of today's story, the value. So you may be asking yourself, how much can a 2001 New York State quarter with one of these rare errors actually be worth? Could this tiny coin that's been tossed in pockets and forgotten in drawers really fetch big money? The answer is yes. In fact, a rare version of the New York 2001 quarter, featuring a significant minting error and found in uncirculated condition, has sold for a jaw-dropping total of $87,000. Yes, you heard that right. $87,000, all for one quarter. One small piece of metal that most people wouldn't even look at twice. So before you spin that pocket change, take a closer look. You never know what hidden treasure you might be holding in your hand. A coin like this could change your life, or at the very least, make you the proud owner of a legendary collector's item. Top 3 were spotlighting just that kind of coin. The Ohio State quarter from the year 2002, a coin that's not only rich in symbolism, but, in the right condition and with the right error, could be worth an eye-popping fortune. Let's rewind a bit to the year 2002. The United States Mint was in the middle of releasing quarters for each of the 50 states. When Ohio's turn came, the design honored something truly iconic, the state's incredible contribution to aviation and space exploration. The reverse of the coin features a vintage biplane, representing the Wright brothers' historic first flight, alongside an astronaut, symbolizing Ohio's connection to American space heroes like Neil Armstrong and John Glenn, both Ohio natives. The outline of the state sits proudly in the background with the words, "Birthplace of Aviation Pioneers," etched into history. It's a powerful image. But here's the kicker. Not every Ohio quarter tells the exact same story. Some of these quarters are hiding rare minting errors that can multiply their value far beyond their face worth. Now, let's dive into what makes some 2002 Ohio quarters extraordinary. First up, off-center strikes. This occurs when the coin is not perfectly aligned during the minting process, causing part of the design to be missing or misaligned. These are dramatic and noticeable errors that instantly raise the value in a collector's eyes. Another rarity to look for is the double die error. On these coins, certain elements, like the astronaut's helmet, the lettering, or even the wings of the airplane, may appear doubled. This happens when the die shifts between strikes, giving the coin a unique, almost shadowed appearance. It might be subtle to the untrained eye, but collectors spot it instantly, and they're willing to pay big for it. You may also come across coins with clad layer issues, where the outer metal layer is missing in patches, revealing the copper core underneath. This gives the coin a two-tone look and instantly marks it as an error piece. One of the most valuable types of errors is when the coin is struck on a foreign or wrong planchet, meaning the blank piece of metal used was not originally meant for an American quarter. These wrong planchet errors are incredibly scarce and can command astonishing prices at auctions. But here's the really exciting part. There are a few known examples of 2002 Ohio quarters that have not just one, but multiple errors. Imagine finding a coin with an off-center strike. a doubling error, and a planchet issue all in one. That's the kind of coin that makes collectors' hearts race and sparks bidding wars among professionals. Now remember, it's not just the error that counts, it's also about condition. Coins that are still in uncirculated or mint state condition, meaning they haven't been used in daily transactions and still look as fresh as the day they were made, are worth significantly more than worn-out versions. A rare error coin that's also in pristine condition is like hitting the jackpot. So here's the million-dollar question, or should I say, the $89,000 question. How much can one of these rare and beautifully flawed Ohio State quarters actually be worth? Well, brace yourself. A rare 2002 Ohio State quarter, with significant minting errors and preserved in exceptional condition, has been known to fetch as much as $89,000. That's right, $89,000. All for a 25-cent coin that most people wouldn't even give a second look. So, take this as your cue to go hunting. Check your change. Go through your old coin jars, revisit those forgotten collections, and look closely, because the next time you come across an Ohio quarter from 2002, it could be the discovery that changes your life. Top 4, we're talking about the Oklahoma State quarter, released by the United States Mint in 2008 as part of the final run of the legendary 50 State Quarters program. While many of these quarters were minted and circulated just like the others, there are a select few out there, just a tiny handful, that are so rare and unique, they've become the holy grail for collectors. And if you have one of these rare Oklahoma quarters, it could be worth an unbelievable amount of money. So don't blink and don't scroll away, because by the end of this video, you'll find out how this beautiful little coin could be worth a jaw-dropping fortune. Let's start with the design. The Oklahoma quarter is truly a work of art. On the reverse side, you'll find a breathtaking image of the scissor-tailed flycatcher, Oklahoma State bird, soaring gracefully with its wings stretched wide. Surrounding it are wild Indian blanket flowers, which represent the state's rich Native American heritage and natural beauty. The detail in this design is striking. The feathers, the petals, the graceful motion, it all tells a story about Oklahoma's spirit, nature, and culture. But beyond the beauty, there's a secret. Not all Oklahoma quarters are created equal. Among the millions that were produced, a tiny number were struck with rare minting errors that collectors go crazy for. And here's where it gets really exciting. These error coins have sold for eye-popping amounts, especially when they're in excellent condition. Let's talk about these errors. Point 1, of the most prized is the off-center strike. This happens when the coin blank isn't correctly aligned in the press, causing the image to be pushed off the edge or even partially missing. These off-center Oklahoma quarters are rare, and the more off-center they are without losing the key details, the more valuable they become. Then there are double-die errors, where parts of the design, like the bird's feathers or the text, appear duplicated or shadowed. This effect is subtle but unmistakable once you know what to look for. It's caused by a misalignment during the striking process, and for collectors, it's a golden ticket. You may also find planchet errors, where the coin was struck on the wrong type of metal blank. This could mean a quarter struck on a dime planchet, or one missing its outer layer, exposing a copper core or showing strange colors and textures. These wrong planchet and lamination error coins are extremely rare and incredibly sought after. Now, imagine finding a coin with more than one error. There are reports of multi-error Oklahoma quarters, featuring off-center strikes and doubling, or design fading along with missing clad layers. These combinations are spectacularly rare and can command record-breaking prices when they hit the auction block. And of course, condition matters. If your Oklahoma quarter is in uncirculated or mint state condition, meaning it was never used in daily transactions and still has its original shine and crisp edges, its value shoots up even higher. Error coins in mint condition are not just rare, they're nearly impossible to find, which is why they attract serious collectors from around the world. So what's the reward for owning one of these rare, flawless Oklahoma quarters with the right kind of mint error? Brace yourself, because one of these special 2008 Oklahoma State quarters has been known to sell for a stunning $93,000. Yes, you heard that right. $93,000 for a single quarter. And that's why today's story is more than just interesting. It's a reminder to never overlook the small things. That shiny coin you almost gave away as change might just be worth a fortune. So check your pockets, search through your piggy banks, and don't underestimate the coins sitting in your old collections. You never know what kind of treasure might be waiting for you. Top 5, we're heading deep into the heart of America. Imagine rolling hills, flowing rivers, and untouched wilderness. That's where our story begins. with a coin that not only captures the natural beauty of a national park, but also has the potential to change your life. This isn't just another quarter. It's the Ozark National Scenic Riverways quarter from 2017. And if you're lucky enough to have the right version, this coin could be worth a jaw-dropping fortune. So sit back, relax, and listen carefully. Because by the end of this video, you'll find out how one of these quarters could be worth more than most people make in a year. Let's start with the coin itself. The Ozark Riverways quarter was released in 2017 as part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program. It honors the Ozark National Scenic Riverways in Missouri, a protected area famous for its crystal-clear streams, towering bluffs, and rich wildlife. The reverse design of the coin features a beautiful image of Alley Mill, a striking red mill that has stood near the water since the 1800s, surrounded by lush natural scenery. The detail in this coin is stunning. The reflection of the mill in the water, the texture of the trees, and the serenity of the scene instantly capture the peacefulness and charm of this American treasure. But here's the exciting part. Not all Ozark Riverways quarters are created equal. While millions were minted and entered circulation, only a few rare versions have what collectors dream of, minting heirs. And those special quarters are worth far more than 25 cents. So what makes some 2017 Ozark quarters incredibly valuable? Let's dive into the errors. One of the most valuable is the off-center strike. This error happens when the coin blank isn't properly aligned during the minting process, causing part of the design to be shifted or even cut off entirely. It might sound like a flaw, but in the world of coin collecting, these mistakes are pure gold. An Ozark quarter with a clean, noticeable off-center strike in excellent condition can be extremely rare and highly collectible. Another error that raises eyebrows in auction bids is the double die. This occurs when the coin is struck twice with a slight shift between each strike. It causes parts of the design or lettering, like Missouri, Ozark, or the intricate mill structure, to appear doubled or shadowed. These double die errors are very rare, and collectors are willing to pay a premium for them. There's also something called a clad layer error. Most quarters have a thin outer layer of metal on both sides, but in some rare cases, one of those layers may be missing or improperly fused. The result? A coin that shows exposed copper or has an unusual texture and color. These coins look different and feel different, and when verified, they're worth big money. Some even rarer varieties involve strike-through errors, where foreign material, like grease or debris, gets in between the die and the coin during striking. The image comes out faded, distorted, or partially missing. These errors make each affected coin one of a kind. Now imagine having a quarter with multiple errors, a double die with a strike-through, or an off-center strike on a coin with a missing clad layer. These combinations are almost impossible to find, but when they appear, they become legendary in the collector's world. Condition plays a huge role too. A coin with rare errors that has never been circulated, one that still has its original shine, sharp edges, and full detail, is called a mint state coin. These are the ones that attract elite collectors and drive prices through the roof. So, how much could one of these rare 2017 Ozark Riverways quarters be worth if it has the right error and is in mint condition? Get ready, because a verified error version of the Ozark quarter, in pristine, uncirculated condition, has been known to sell for a staggering $96,000. Yes, you heard that right. $96,000 for a single quarter. And that's why you should never overlook your pocket change.